Hi everybody, it's David Fleming here from the Toronto Realty Group, and welcome back to this week's Pick 5. Now excuse the analogy here, folks, as we introduce today's topic, but do you like ordering pasta at restaurants? I am a massive fan of pasta. But if there's one thing I do not order at restaurants, it is pasta. Wait, did that make sense? Yes, it did, and here's why. My biggest fear is that when I order ravioli, a plate's gonna show up with two little squares. Excuse me, sir, where's the rest of my entree? I don't know what it is about pasta, but at a restaurant, you always end up with this teeny little portion. No, I'm not a foodie. I don't care who the chef is. I don't care what it was infused with, what it was inspired by. How can food be inspired? I don't use plate as a verb. I'd rather have more. Quantity versus quality, you might say, but no, when it comes to pasta, can't do it, can't order it, not enough. But what about a one-bedroom house? Just bear with me here as far as this analogy goes. Fits the bill. It's just you. You only need that one bedroom because you only have the one bed and it's just you sleeping there. But at some point, as you might during the meal, think about having a little bit more. More space, more bedrooms, more functionality. Folks, one-bedroom houses can be really cool. Just like that really neat dish that you want to take a photo of and put it on Instagram to make all your friends jealous. Like I said, I'm not a foodie. I hate when people do that. But seriously though, have you ever seen someone stand up on a chair in the middle of a restaurant to get a high-angle view of their food? That's the world we live in today. So are you going to look for a one-bedroom house because it is cool, it is loft-like, it's neat, it's different, it's like that entree? Or are you going to look at a one-bedroom house because it has every box check that you need, you're more focused on the location, the layout of the property, the square footage, the price, that and more in today's Pick 5. So guys, let's get right into it here. We're going to start with a little one-bedroom house on Sutherland Avenue. Now, where is this? In case you're not aware, Victoria Park in Danforth. Let me show you the map very quickly. Great location, I mean, as far as proximity to Danforth and transit goes, as far as proximity to, say, the LCBO. Now, if we want to get more specific, just by means of a little real estate lesson here, Danforth Village, between Pape and Woodbine, in this area here. Once you get on the other side of Woodbine, values and desirability drop off a bit as you get towards Main. Once you get into here towards Dawes, again, values, desirability drop off. Here, you're approaching Vic Park in Scarborough. I don't know. I think it's an undervalued little area. So the house on Sutherland, it is a bungalow, it's detached, 25 by 115 for $795,000, sitting in the market for 30 days. I mean, I'm already interested, but it's only got one bedroom. So we'll have a look. You tell me if you think that this is enough space. Today we're more focused not necessarily on the staging as we are with other listings, not so much focused on the price, although it is good. I want to look at the space. So we walk into a bungalow, we typically have a little bit of a foyer. We've got a little dining area, a little living area here adjacent to our dining. Older rads, obviously, original leaded windows, kind of a cool feature, but it's not a huge house. You can see here our dining. It's actually bigger than our living. And then you're gonna have a wall that separates the kitchen from the living dining, you can see here. And it's at the back of the house. It's an interesting layout. So they've actually done a nice job upgrading this. I will say it's better than I expected. And then you've got your one bedroom. So you see here your bath, not huge. And then you've got photos of the basement, which are photos of photos. I'm gonna come back to that. So bedroom, not huge. And then down in the basement, you have an apartment. So this is funny because if you can see here, this is a photo of a photo. It looks like this is like a Polaroid. Remember when we used to take these pictures, you go to blacks and get them developed, and then you could get that white border on the outside. So you do have another bedroom in the basement, but because this is a basement apartment, presumptively you're renting this out, again, I would look upstairs and I'd say, is that enough space? And if we're going by the real estate definition of a bedroom has to be above grade. Otherwise, it's that +1, and I'll go back to the listing and show you. So the rest of the specs, I mean, hey, got a nice backyard, we got a garage, you know, big house. I was gonna say monster house next door. No, it's not that huge, it's just a 2-story, but it's a cute little bungalow. And here you can see that +1, right? That's the one in the basement. So is this enough space? Is this me at a restaurant ordering ravioli and getting two little squares and being like, I thought this was a good idea, but I actually want more? It's not a huge house, but it's enough for one person or a couple who's on a budget, maybe in this particular case, renting the basement apartment to help out with the mortgage. I like it. I think it's undervalued. I mean, it's been on the market 30 days, so it's not undervalued. It's probably a $750 or less house, But as far as the east side goes, I think you could do a lot worse than $795 for a detached bungalow on a 25-foot lot. So our next one-bedroom house here, guys, we're gonna go to Kenworthy. Now, Pharmacy in Danforth. Sounds like we were just out there. So basically, kitty corner, right? Here's Pharmacy. Here's where we just were over on Sutherland. And so, you know, the only big difference here is that you're a lot closer to the train. So maybe you're hearing that, maybe you don't care, but guys, look at this house. It's pretty cute. It's renovated. It's a one bedroom plus 1 and 2 basement apartment. More or less the same thing. So this is going to be a cool comparison because we were $795 before. We're $898 now. There's not a huge difference in location, but this house is substantially more upgraded. So let's take a look here. And these aren't bait prices, right? This has been on the market for 32 days. This is not listed low with an offer date. We can see they've done their entire, I want to say, driveway or front yard in flagstone. Okay, we'll come back to the concept of parking in a moment. And you can see it's very similar to the original house here, but this thing's nicely done. I mean, they got lights in the soffits and everything. There you go, basement apartment entrance, and they'll always say, I don't warrant the retrofit status. They're saying we can't tell you that it's legal, although really no basement apartments are legal. But for $898, this thing looks pretty polished. Is it gonna be enough space? Oh, they're watching Last Chance U on Netflix when they took the photos. Okay, I might have turned the TV off, but similar layout as the last one until you get to this photo here. So you open it up and say, okay, yeah, living room right by the front door. But here they've done the work. They've opened it up, they've taken out the freestanding walls. You can see it's fully renovated. And for $898, I don't know. This is a pretty good buy. So tell me you don't love the fixtures or the colors or what they've done. There you go. I feel like this Pick 5 is all coming down to the one bedroom shot. The last one had a bed wedged against the wall. This one looks a little bit bigger. You've got the built-ins over here. A lot of times you just take IKEA PAX wardrobes, put them against the wall, then add some trim and caulk around it and make it look like it's part of the wall, but it's not. It's just a really cheap and cheerful storage solution. So then you can see, right, back of the house, looks like you got the all-in-one washer dryer. For some reason we have skis. I don't really know what those are about. Then you've got your basement apartment. Quite a similar offering to the last one. But is the one bedroom, why is Last Chance U in the basement as well? That's interesting. Maybe they just superimpose the photo with Last Chance U. I don't know why they would do that. So, you know, the chairs are an interesting design, but very similar to the last one. So there's a $100,000 difference. This has better finishes throughout, deeper basement, newer, more modern throughout, nice backyard, deck. I like this one a lot. Pretty solid. Now, I mentioned the front, okay? Drive lane private double, no garage, 2-car. I guess you're parking 2 spaces here. I can't see the curb. A lot of times we see someone's flagstone, their whole front, and there's no curb cut. So it's not really a private drive. You're not supposed to park there. You'd want to check with the city, not necessarily with this one, but with every situation like this. So again, I ask the question, is this enough? It is simply a 1-bedroom house. It's not big. All told, your main floor is probably 600 square feet. Condo alternative, you're paying $900,000, but you're renting out your basement. So our next one here, guys, is 119 Grassi. Now, Grassi, of course, everyone loves Grassi because of a show that was so long ago, early 80s. And then wasn't there another show? Drake was, I don't know. I don't follow anything after the year 2000. But yes, of course, there was the next Grassi show. The name comes from the street itself. And when you're at Grassi right here at Queen, beautiful. Everyone loves to be right next to the main Queen Street strip of all your commercial infrastructure, retail, coffee shops, and organic cheese bars. I don't think that's a thing. Organic cheese bar. Boy, I was putting a bunch of things together in my head. I was thinking of Clockwork Orange, the Neighborhood Milk Bar. Boy, is that a scary movie. But if you were to put together your organic cheesery and your organic coffee bar, and I'm making fun of all the frilly stuff that we see down on Queen Street, that is what most people are attracted to in the Queen Street stretch. People that are younger than me, cooler than me, and actually go and do stuff like that on weekends. They're just always like this with their little $14 organic coffee. We're going to buy a head of cheese. Tell me there's not a single cheese store in Leslieville. Okay, so then you go up here and you're getting away from the train. That was the other thing I was gonna say, is that yes, you have a train right here. People love Grassi, they love the iconic name, and then this one happens to be a little row across from the park, Cumming Street. So the house itself, 12.5 feet wide, okay, 73 feet deep. It says there's a private double drive. I'm gonna come back to that. I think it's probably a lane. A private's supposed to be out front, but it's only a 1-bedroom. And then we have a kitchen. We have 2 kitchens. Is there one in the basement? Holy moly. Let's scroll down and let's take a look at living, dining, kitchen, bed, living, kitchen. So it's a duplex. It's a duplex. Is it a real duplex? You've got 2 bedrooms in the basement, and then you've got 1 bedroom upstairs. Is this enough house? So for $999, 84 days in the market, no price reduction, something's off about this. I like the red brick. This is probably a early 1900s build. Yeah, you can tell by the peak there, it's a Victorian, and it presents pretty well. But like, we're literally in the definition of condo alternative right now. Super high ceilings, nice ladder on the main floor, okay. Original brick, we've got an easel here and we're painting, corner lot. So is it enough space? Or is it ultimately gonna feel like a condo alternative? Here's the bed at the stairs. Looks like the bathroom's been done up nicely. There's the park I mentioned, that's Cumming Street. So this one's a bit different because it is a duplex, but it's still 1 living quarters that I assume you're not going to be living in 2 units of a duplex. But I always ask, is a 1 bedroom enough? So this is a kind of situation where you're buying this to rent and live in one, rent out the other. I think it's a fantastic option. That's a bit snug. That's the basement, not the best ceiling height, but built in the 1900s. What do you expect? There's the other bedroom. Okay, so we look like we're renting to a family with kids. And then I want to get to this backyard situation. So yeah, I see what you mean. Okay, so is it private? That's off the side street in Cummings. I'm gonna say yes. So typically a private drive is gonna run in front of the house. When you have a corner lot, this is in fact a private drive, but it's very rare on MLS that we see that done properly. A lot of times there'll be a laneway, it's off the back, you call it a private, it's not, it's lane. Here's the one situation where, and I apologize if I was giving the insinuation that it's not a private, it is because it's that corner lot. So looking at this, wondering, is it enough space? Not a huge house. We're starting to see a pattern here. Maybe, just maybe, the market for 1 bedroom houses isn't what we thought it was because there's a 3rd straight property that happens to be sitting on the market. So next one here, folks, 43 Barclay. So this is $1,230,000, 78 days on the market. And look at this, it's a monster house. But here's where you start to get a little bit more creative. And I mentioned, my pasta analogy, maybe just because I wanted to complain about the size of pasta in restaurants. But when you get into something that is just like really cool and really different, is that what you're going for? Are you going for a certain level of functionality? So this one, interestingly enough, is up here at Bathurst and Wilson. I remember my mom's mom had a place on Invermay. I guess that's where my mother grew up, of course, as well. So we'll take a look at the photos because it's a 44 by 139 foot lot. This is going to be what I mentioned, a very different style of home where you've only got 1 bedroom. You can tell by all the stamped concrete out here. Somebody's done something that's very particular to them. And it's a big, big main floor. Way bigger than the last one. It was 12.5 feet. This is 45. That's 4 times as wide. And why is it only 1 bedroom? Well, they've clearly reapportioned all of the square footage to suit their needs. They have a monster living, a monster dining, huge kitchen, and then they've just got the 1 bedroom at the back. But for $1,230,000, is it enough? I mean, look at the size of the closet. And there's your bedroom. It's a monster. I think downsizer here. You could say young couple, but where are you putting the baby, right? So then we go downstairs, and of course you're gonna have more space down here. You might have another bedroom down here, so there you've got your rec room, and you probably see, there you've got another bedroom here, but I wanted to stick to the definition of the bedroom. It has to be above grade. And in a bungalow, of course, that means it can be on the main floor. In a 2-story, it has to be on the 2nd story. Look at the lot. It's an absolute monster. Now, interestingly enough, this one happens to be sold conditionally. There you can see the old angel brick. That really dates the house. But this one is sold conditionally. See this SC sold conditionally, 78 days in the market. So there's a buyer for it. But look at the size of this house. Do they have a floor plan? That would be really great. No, they don't. Look at the size of this house. You've taken an original structure, which was probably a 3-bedroom bungalow. And you've taken everything out, all the original freestanding walls, and you've completely redesigned. You've got a huge living, a huge dining, a huge kitchen. You've got that big walk-in closet. You've got a monster bathroom. And then you've just got the 1 bed. So to each their own, I suppose. Okay, the last one here, guys. Pickering. This is the cool one. This one I really like. So here's where you get into, okay, I want a 1 bedroom because it's just me, but I want it to be really different. I want it to be funky. This one is, you ready for this? A bunga-loft. Solid brick beach bunga-loft. That's alliteration. Large private drive, lovingly upgraded and restored by the owner over the past year. Okay, let's look at the photos first and foremost. Then we'll go back, look at the specs. Here we go. Bunga-loft. So you can start to see right off the bat, it's pretty different. It's a different vibe. You've got these high ceilings. You can tell from the front, right, with this little A-frame here. This is probably early 1900s. It's got a private driveway, original brick, covered front porch. Good for one person, right? See the window up here? That's what's meant by bungalow. So it's only one story, but it's lofty. And it's very particular to this particular owner. Here's the loft that's going to be up there. So I said one story and then I added a loft. That was a bit confusing. That was a bit of an oxymoron. So some of the stuff's updated, some of it's not, but we have our bottles of San Pellegrino for staging purposes. So let's go, let's go. Let's get up to the bedroom. Oh, no, I didn't mean you and me. I mean, let's go in a real estate context to go to the next level. Okay, so that's at the back, that's your dining. Either that or we just stole something from a diner, which is kind of neat. I like that. I like the built-in banquette. Oh, and that's where the other people at the restaurant are eating. That's very, very interesting. I actually feel, come on, humor me. Does this not look like, you know, you're about to start throwing darts and ordering pints? So bungalow, okay, here we go. That's what's meant by bungalow up top. It's kind of like not an extra half story. They call it a loft. I didn't invent the MLS definition, so I can't explain why. So there you go. That's the basement bedroom. We starting to feel unique yet? Absolutely. What's with all the beds? 1, 2, 3. Holy moly. That's a lot. Who are you expecting to come over? I guess all the people to sit at all those high top bar tables. See what I mean? It's big. Oh, they have floor plans. Yes. Okay, let's go to those. We'll go outside. Okay, cool. We got a hot tub. Now I know who's coming over. Might not have been wrong with my comment about going upstairs to the bedroom. Okay, so we got a hot tub. And now we have, okay, so where were we here? Okay, our foyer, our living kitchen. We saw that. That huge dining. We had the one table here and the built-in banquette here. And then go up to our bungalow-loft. This is the hall overlooking. We had that high ceiling, and this is that loft, which isn't really a second story. It's not even really a half story. It's a loft. And then in the basement, we had all of these beds. So see this? Check this out. What's missing, guys? Foyer, living, kitchen, dining, bungalow-loft, bedroom in the basement. In actual fact, it's a 0 bedroom. Think about it. Because our definition, according to MLS, is on a 1-story house, the bedroom has to be on the main and not the basement. A 2-story house, it has to be upstairs. You can't call a bedroom next to a kitchen on a 2-story house. That would in fact be a +1. And then I don't know what you do for a bungalow, but it's got square footage. So is it enough? I think you could make do with this one, but it might feel weird to be sleeping up in that bungalow. And where are our bathrooms? A 3-piece in the main, a 4-piece in the lower. So if you're sleeping in the bungalow, it doesn't have a bathroom. If you're like me, you need to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom because I'm really going on 80. So perhaps that's not the primary. If the primary is in the basement, dare I say it's a 0 bedroom. So I think it's super cool. I really like this. This is my favorite of all of them. So where's Pickering? I love this little pocket. I did a pick 5 on this not too long ago. I called it the upper beaches, because to me, Upper Beaches is here near Kingston. And then when you get north of Kingston, you're really nowhere near the beach. But between Maine, Girard, Victoria Park, and Kingston, and we've had a few, we had Scarborough Road, we had Bingham, we've had a few listings in the last little while, and on Swanwick too. Nice little pocket. No one drives through here because it really doesn't lead anywhere. So I love this location. And to me, this is the coolest of them all. So I think you got my ravioli reference. And if you're like me, you were raised on Chef Boyardee canned ravioli back when you would, what do they call us? The key latch generation? Latch lock? What was that? The latchkey kids. Thank you, Isabella, off camera. The latchkey kids. Yeah, I started going home for lunch when I was 12. I don't want to be that helicopter parent. I would never let my 12-year-old run around without me, like supervising. But yes, every single day it was Chef Boyardee ravioli from a can. Then you go out to a restaurant now. It's recommended. It's 5-star in Zagat's, and you get one little square ravioli, and you're like, why didn't I not order the steak? Sometimes it's not enough, as evidenced by today's pick 5. 1-bedroom homes often, and the last one's kind of like a 0 bedroom, they're just not enough. They feel good in theory, then you get into it, lacks the functionality, lacks the space, and the room to grow. So I think all 5 were cool in their own right. There's a buyer for absolutely everything, as we see out there in the market today, and always every week in Pick 5. So thanks so much for joining me this week, folks. I hope you enjoyed that look at 1-bedroom houses. If you'd like to get Pick 5 emailed to you directly when we launch every week, go to TorontoRealtyBlog.com, go to Pick 5, sign up, and you'll receive a notification when we launch our newest episode. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.